Salco is one of those magical rosins that is both one of the best rosins that you can get, and it's also really cheap, like $11 or $12. And it looks like this. It's very dark. And what it does better than any other rosin is just gets you strength in your sound. It's going to be the biggest sound. It's going to be the best articulation. So this is like everything that's good about Cecilia pushed even further. So that being said, on its own, it can be a little bit too powerful. You know, you only need like a swipe of it, or a couple swipes of it. If this is your main rosin, however, you're going to be in pretty good business because your bow's going to be strong. As we discussed in a couple videos ago, the point of the rosin is actually to pull the strings. Ultimately, the rosin is responsible for the sound production of the cello. Even though there are microscopic hooks in the hairs of the bow, they can't actually pull the strings on their own. They can just hook to the rosin, and the rosin is what actually pulls the string. So that's actually what's going on. And let's get a baseline sound for what the bow sounds like right now. It's not exactly freshly rosined. The most recent rosins that were on it were Cecilia and Melos. So we're going to be able to kind of compare to what I think is already going to be a pretty decent starting position. But I will play one of the Bach movements. And I also feel like perhaps that one is a little slow for also hearing what the Salco is going to be capable of. So let me also play you a quick movement. All right, that's a little bit from a quicker movement. So you can hear that the bow's already in a pretty good place. I think in the slower movement, it was like catching the string too harshly. So I don't even know if Salco is going to really help with that, unless it makes it easier to pull the bow, in which case I can phrase more intuitively, and then that is better. So we're just going to find out. But let me put on a little bit of Salco, and then we'll see. Boom, couple swipes of Salco. I know it looks like Salchow, but it's pronounced Salco. And we'll play both of those excerpts again. So hopefully you guys can hear, this is just a great bass rosin. It gives you a big, bold sound. You don't have to over-articulate for the fast stuff. With the slow stuff, you don't have to try to over-press into the string. And one thing you might have noticed is that from performance to performance, some of the little, kind of noises in the sound of the articulation that were present in the first rendition were really helped a lot in the second rendition. So this is something that's really important to think about if you're like banging your head against the wall trying to figure out what's going on with your playing. It really could just be the rosin, like at all, like even without these rosins, just go rosin your bow, like make sure that it has rosin on it. If there's too much on the strings, wipe it off. You should be wiping off your instrument anyway, because if the varnish melts at all, if it gets above like 90 degrees, it starts to melt, and the rosin can cure with that. And then once it's in your cello, it's like in your cello, and it can even start eating away at it. So you really don't want that. You really want to wipe your cello clean, wipe the strings clean. But you also, it's nice to have that little bit of layer there. So it's okay to play on it. Just at the end of the day, wipe it off. Anyway, the point I'm making is it's a relatively cheap investment to have a couple different rosins on hand so that maybe it's not you so much as it is the situation of your bow. Especially if you're having problems with articulation, I think trying a different rosin is like the first thing that you can do to help. Short of maybe you do need a new bow, short of maybe you do just need to practice more, having a good rosin is going to be a good way to be able to like make best use of what you do have. And this one is cheap. I mean, cheap for what it does. I actually legitimately thought this was like $30 at first. I couldn't believe that it was so cheap. Cheap, but not actually cheap. Inexpensive, right? That would be the word. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, get something out of it. We love doing both the review and the lesson videos because we just want to help you guys out. So let us know in the comments what is helpful, and we'll try to make it happen for you guys. Once more, my name is Justin Lepper. This is Higher Hertz, and we'll see you guys in the next video.